Okay, so hello and welcome to this second video of the series. In the first video I made an introduction to the game, and in this second video we're going to see the full gameplay elements that are on it. I have been working on some updates to the cards with new cards, effects, some changes to the rules, but the basic gameplay remains the same as in the previous video. I'm also working on a variation with 4 players that is under testing, and it will play very similar to the 2-player game. Now, to this online fiddle I have added some options. You have this button to deal the cards automatically, and it mostly places them in the correct places. This is the attacker side and the defender side. I also added this selectable game. So if you select game number 1 and you deal the cards, you will deal these cards. If you select the same game, it will always deal the same cards in the same order, and the pile will also be the same. So this is very good to test games, and I did some tests, and depending on the order that you play the cards, the attacker can win or can lose in each attack. So there's a lot of strategic elements. I'm going to make a random game right now, and I have added these 2 cards which are token cards that will be added to the game just to indicate bad shot and a good shot. And I'm going to talk about the bad shot now in a moment. Now, the 3 elements that we left from the other video are the bad shot, the rebound, and the fast break. So, apart from playing cards, the attacker can also declare a shot at any time. Now, in case he doesn't have enough uncancelled cards, so in this area he needs 3, he will declare a bad shot. And a bad shot basically will always miss and will cause a rebound. If it's from the 3-point area, the rebound will fall here, and if it's in these 2 areas, the rebound will fall here. There is one other rule, that if you play a bad shot, you can always use a top play card on top of it. And this is a 2-point shot that will always go in, but the defender can cancel it. So the attacker will choose a color, and he can choose green, for example, and the defender can cancel with any green icon, or even he can cancel it with a block. So this bad shot is quite easy to block, unless the defender has run out of cards. I'm going to deal again the cards because I don't know how the attacker managed to get 4 top play cards. There are only 4 in the pile. So I'm going to deal again a more normal situation. And we're going to work the rebound, and from the rebound we're going to talk about the fast break. Now, a fast break happens when the defender recovers the ball in some situations, and he can choose to do an attack while the old attacker is unprepared. So let's say I have played here and I declare a bad shot. In this case there will be a rebound in this area. Now the rebound goes by default to the defender unless the attacker has a rebound card, but in this case he hasn't got any, so the rebound is not contested and is picked by the attacker. Now imagine that this was a long attack situation, so both players had less cards, and the defender has picked the rebound here. So in this case he can declare a fast break. First he will draw a card. We clear the board from cards, and each player turns around their cards. So I'm going to turn around the cards here, each of them. And now basically the previous defender is now the attacker, and the attacker has to defend. Now the new attacker has 4 cards, defender has 3, so he's in a quite good situation. At this point he can choose to cancel the fast break, he doesn't want to do it, and we will start a new round. And if he wants to do the fast break, he will play the attack following the normal rules, starting from the 3-point line. Now the fast break can be initiated in 3 situations. As we have seen, after an uncontested rebound, so a rebound that hasn't been fought by both players, after a steal, so there are some cards like interception that can cause a steal, so after this one the defender can play a fast break. And the third situation is when he uses blocks in some area. So in the middle area, if he uses 3 block cards, he gains the ball and can start a fast break. It's difficult to have 3 block cards, but below the basket area he only needs 2 block cards to gain the ball, and again he can start the fast break at that point. So basically we have covered the 3 elements that were missing, and this add to the gameplay to be more dynamic and more close to a real basketball game. Okay, so I'm going to look at now at the cards in more detail. We're going to start with the attack cards. The attack cards are mostly very easy to understand. They all have an icon on the top left side, which indicates the symbol that needs to be cancelled by the defender. And they have a number next to it, and this is what I'm going to explain now. So usually all the cards can be played in the area you are currently on. So if you start in the 3-point area, you can play the card here. You'll play this here, except for the one that has the one with the arrow on it. These cards have always, you need to always play them one area inside to the one you're in. So if you're in the 3-point area, you will play this one in the middle one. If it's cancelled, you go back to the previous area. And if you are in below the basket, you can still play them here. Now if they have a number on it, a 1 for example, and you are here, you can play it on the same area, but you can also play it one area on the left or on the right. To both sides you can go. And with the pass, it is similar, but in this case you can also pass the ball from the 3-point area to below the basket, and you could also pass it the other way around. Maybe at some point it's interesting to move it. In some situations, for example, where you have 2 uncontested cards in the 3-point line, you have come all the way back down to the basket. So you're here and the defender maybe has no cards. You could score a 2-point, but you can also pass it to the 3-point line. Now you have 3 uncontested cards, so you will score a 3-point shot. Now let's go with the defender cards. Now the defender cards are a bit more complex, but they follow similar rules. So basically, after an attacker has played a card, you look at this symbol and you look at the defender cards that have this symbol on the left side, and all of these are able to cancel that. But for example, this one has 2 blue symbols, so this card will be able to cancel actions that cost 2 cards. So you can still play this one, but you can keep it for no time. This one, for example, has 2 actions on it, a push or a fall. Like the push will be the first normal cancel action, and the fall will cancel any color. This is the symbol to indicate any color, but the attacker will then have a reaction. He can score points after you do a fall. Here's another one that we could play because it has the blue symbol in it. And for example, we have this trap card. This one also can be played, and this has some effect to it. So on next turn, the attacker has to shot, even if it's a bad shot, or do a pass. So if I cancel this with this one, then the attacker will have to see if he has a pass card, and if he doesn't have a pass card, he has to do a pass shot, which will cause a rebound. Okay, so that is all for this video. Hope you enjoy it, and in the next one we will look at specific situations that happen during the gameplay, and I want to do another one with a 4-player game once that is ready. Goodbye.